Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're checking out Back to Bed. This is a very surreal, very interesting, and very well done and polished puzzle game that you guys might not have heard about. It's something that I actually discovered quite a while ago, and due to some recording issues never actually got to get this in front of you, but now I actually have a web version of it to try out. I was trying to use the client-based version and it just wasn't happening. It kept crashing with fraps for whatever reason. Anyway, I figured this one was too good to pass up, so I thought we'd go back and have a look, despite me actually first finding out about this one like 4 or 5 months ago, maybe longer. So anyway, let's take a quick look at the credits before we jump into the game. So like I said, it's a very surreal, very interesting puzzle game, and it's definitely got a lot of that like MC Escher meets Salvador Dali style to it, and everything is just really pretty looking and really well done. I'm just really surprised that this isn't a bigger deal than it actually seems to be. So I actually haven't described yet what exactly this game's about, but I'm just going to try and show you that firsthand, because it might be a little tricky. So let's fast forward here through the credits, because I know that's going to take a few moments if we don't. And there we go. Alright, so let's start it out. Level 1.
Bob has narcolepsy. He will fall asleep.
And there you have it. That's our setup.
Bob safely to bed.
Bob has narcolepsy, and that means he's transported to a surreal, kind of terrifying environment.
Point and hold mouse to move.
There we go. So I get to control his little, I don't know, creepy kind of bug dog buddy.
Bob turns clockwise.
That he does. The fact that he's got that face on him reminds me a little bit of that crazy experimental game Seaman, which you might remember from the Dreamcast days. So our goal really is just to get Bob to bed,
good,
as they said, and that's obviously one of those things that seems much simpler in theory than in practice. So we're going to actually do our best to navigate him through some environments that will get progressively more complicated. Obviously the first level is just a tutorial. It's not actually designed to be a challenge in any way, shape, or form. So that is going to move us to the next one. I like that sound, his eyelids close like a giant gate slamming shut.
Don't wake Bob up.
I wouldn't dare. Alright, so let's explore our environment here. We can right-click to grab some apples.
Place object.
It very wisely actually shows you the path Bob's about to take with those footsteps on the ground. I really appreciate that. It makes a big difference. And in this case, I don't believe we actually have to do very much to redirect Bob. I think he's actually going to take care of his own path, as long as we just get those apples out of the way. But later on, we're going to have to use those apples to our own advantage.
Bob goes to bed.
Bob indeed does. Quite like that narrator also. I think that's a nice touch. It's sufficiently creepy and dreamy at the same time. I can't quite tell if they're going like dark in this game or not. It seems like they're kind of riding the line a little bit, like maybe things could get a little violent or something. Regardless, I think it's a nice approach because it leaves you wondering and
Bob
not sure what to expect.
Clockwise.
Yes, we've been over that.
The
so
stairs are not what they seem.
I kind of thought that's what they seem like. Got slidey clock there.
Is a hat.
Yep. I think it's supposed to sound like it's all being spoken backward. That's why his voice is so distorted like that when the announcer, I mean. And you'll notice there's like a spiky hole in the ground. I think it's supposed to look like a horrible mouth. I can't fall into it, thankfully. And Bob is locked into an infinite loop here until we redirect him by turning him clockwise towards the next goal. So where do we want to do that? Can we do it right here? No, that's going to break him. We don't want to do that. And then when things start to go bad, they get real bad real fast. That's alright. That was just for experiment's sake anyway. Because I wanted to see what it did when you mess him up. Actually, this isn't technically a first impressions video the same way that they usually are, because I actually did play this to about level 5-ish or so the last time that I tried to record this, so I have a little bit of foreknowledge of what's going to happen here. But don't let that dissuade you. So that actually sets him on a collision course with that, and there is no way to stop him now. That was a poor placement again on my part. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. There is a skip option. I wonder if that's actually to skip the level in case you're having trouble. From my experience, I don't think any of the puzzles were that hard. But it is definitely nice to know that that option exists, just in case you do have, you know, a particular issue with one of the puzzles for whatever reason. So I think I want to actually put the apple right here, because that's going to lead him clear past everything. And then we just need to make sure he makes his way. Yep, okay, that was already the solution. I don't even have to move the apple. Good to go. I really like this little sideways perspective switch.
Need beds.
Apparently. Dream on, Bob. So says Aerosmith, anyway. I think you can actually click through that and make it go by faster. I think I just did that too, but I'm not entirely sure if that was what happened. So if you remember, I did a video on a game called The Bridge pretty recently that had some interesting similar mechanics like this where, you know, space is distorted. Because why not? I actually find graphics like this are very, very interesting. And I'm always into seeing what developers can do with that kind of a mechanic. So now we have portals, to some extent, to worry about, and now that we're starting to get a little bit more complex, you'll notice these shapes and ways that we need to traverse to get through the level are starting to make your head probably turn into a little bit more of a knot. Thankfully, this is still laid out pretty simply. All we need to do is get Bob into that portal there. And since we know he's going to turn, all we need to do is put the apple in that position, and he should hit into it. It will then take him through that door. And as long as everything goes successfully, we should be good to go. Yep. Alright, Bob's pretty much done. The stars are alight. I'm a little surprised they would use the same sort of gimmick twice in a row like that, but at the same time, this time I had to go through some portals, so I guess we're still iterating slightly. And what did it say at the main menu? I think it was something like 20 levels. I'm not sure if that's the entirety of the game, but it very well may be. I imagine setting up these stages took quite a bit of design sense, although I see a lot of the assets are being reused a few times. Alright, don't want a dog that barks, so we want to not hit him into the dog, apparently. Not sure how we can redirect the dog aside from maybe stopping him like that. And what is the dog going to do, fall off a ledge? Oh, okay. And we actually need to grab that apple again, because Bob is going to fall if I don't place it right here. So it gives you a warning and plenty enough time to actually react and make a proper movement to it. I love those little eye, like, shutter window things on the sides of the buildings. Just really cool little creepy touches like that. It makes the ambience really pop and come alive. So I don't anticipate playing through the entire game right now, and I have a feeling I'll probably reach a point where I don't know what I'm doing and or get stuck for whatever reason. And when I reach that point, I will be promptly discontinuing. Okay, we've got some very creepy mouths breathing. Air blows from the lips. Yes, it does. That's going to put him going right through this, so I guess I want to drop the apple here so he doesn't get knocked off. That's going to turn him again. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I messed up. Sorry, Bob. I lifted that apple up a little too soon. I already know how to solve this puzzle, though, thankfully. This one's not too hard. Retry.
Air blows from lips.
Alright, there we go. So he's gonna follow that path, go turn right there. As soon as he gets by those lips, though, I gotta grab the apple again and put it here so he turns a second time. And he is passed. So, means I can put that here as soon as he turns again. Lift it back up, put it down. And one more time. No! No! That's lame. I just dropped the apple a little too soon by accident. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, I'll get it this time. Don't worry, guys. I got this one covered. This is not too difficult. Weird that the footstep tiles seem to only go down in that direction like that. They actually go sideways there. Oh, I guess it's because he didn't actually turn. Wow, I did it again, huh? Sorry, Bob. I was too worried about the footsteps, I wasn't thinking about the actual game. That would be my mistake. So I guess this is one of those cases where it might not be that the figuring out is difficult, it might be more about the execution. I believe I can actually speed Bob up. There we go. Which is actually a perfect idea. And we can also pause Bob, which is actually also a pretty good idea in a situation like this, where he just turned. Oh no, I actually can't use it there. There we go. I actually don't think I even had to put one in that exact spot. No, put it there. Okay. Yeah, because if it pushes him, I think it's just going to blow him into that fireplace or chimney stack. I don't think it's going to actually turn him sideways, hopefully anyway. But who knows, maybe it'll turn him around. I didn't actually try to mess with that. So maybe we'll do one more level and we'll call it a day on this particular game. If you haven't gotten a good impression of what to expect from this game yet, it's definitely more of this. And I don't really think that's a bad thing. I actually think this is quite interesting. So we need to grab both apples. I think they could probably go way further with the Escher aesthetic, though. I mean, that's just me personally saying that. I don't think it's necessarily wrong or bad or anything. I just think that this aesthetic is probably one of the most interesting parts of the game, and the puzzles, although well constructed, are not, you know, I don't think they're quite on the same level as the ambience that's being put forth. Although we're still working our way towards harder ones, so who knows, maybe it gets better. Alright, I said one more, maybe I want to do even one more again, because I didn't think that that one would be so short. I wanted to encounter some kind of a new mechanic. Now we've got fish bridges. Walk on the fish. How do I walk? Oh, I gotta go find... Grab that one. And drop it down here. That's cool. Alright, so what's he gonna do? He's gonna follow in a circle. I guess that was to give me ample time to set up our fish bridge. And now we gotta grab this one. Drop it over here. And we should be done already. Oh, I actually can't walk. I thought maybe I could go further across this railroad track section. So I think that's probably pretty close to about half the game, if not slightly past half the game. I wasn't actually counting as I was going forward. But Back to Bed, very, very cool. Definitely worth your time and worth your 0 money, because it is free to play. You can either play it right in your browser, or you can give it a download from the links, which I will include. Oh, we got an eyeball this time. But yeah, I'll include the links right in the description, so you guys can go grab it for yourselves, see what it's about. And I'm going to actually pause us there and return us to the main menu. And maybe we can actually see how far we got. Oh, that was through most of it there. So yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12. So still a few more. They didn't really elaborate too much on the dog element. I guess that was just for a couple levels. I want to see this too. This arch here looks quite nice. So that is going to do it for Back to Bed. Go give it a download and let me know what you think in the comments. As always, though, remember to head on over to my website, which is www.indie-impressions.com, so you can check out all the old and new episodes of the show. We've got 330-something indie games for you to go browse and see what's going on with. You can sort them by free, by paid, by trials, by Steam, Desera, you name it. There is a search filter for you. You can even type in developers into the search box as well. We've even got some forums over there, so if you want to come say hey to some of your fellow viewers, that is highly welcome. Then I would love to hear from you guys over there as well. And when you're done with the website, though, feel free to head on over to the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/indieimpressions, and that way you can leave a like on that if you choose to and get every day's new video delivered into your Facebook feed. If you're the type of person who uses Facebook more than most of your other social media sites, doesn't matter, it's up to you, though. But we also do, aside from just updating each day's video there, we're also putting over the occasional contests and news updates, so, you know, it's handy. Quick way to get in communication with me if you need to anyway. And lastly, if you're an indie dev and you want to possibly get your game shown off on the show, quickest way to reach me about that is to send me either an email via the contact form on the website, or say hey via Twitter at RockLeeSmile, and all of my social media links are going to be right in the description, as well as on my main channel page, so don't worry about it if you missed anything. They're all there for clicking. So that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you come back again tomorrow for another awesome indie game, and have a lovely night.